everyone is an A-plus photographer these days. At least we think we are. Well, we have a real A-plus photographer, Lindsay Hart, and our amazing lifestyle expert extraordinaire, Bryce Carey, on the set to really tell our viewers out there how they can shoot A-plus photos. Hey, Lindsay.
Hey there.
We're so excited to have you on the set
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So, and I love that you always carry your little trusty camera.
I do.
And you have some really good tips tonight that are going to help our viewers.
Absolutely, because one of the number one questions that I get asked are, okay, if I'm going to splurge and get a fancy camera, what kind of camera should I be getting? You know, with the holidays here, or maybe you've got a fancy camera, but you don't have time to read the manual.
Right.
So that's where I kind of step in and share some tips and tricks, as well as the best camera model and lenses and all those good things. So
I love that. So
yes.
I mean, honestly, I said the other day, are people still buying cameras?
Yes.
Absolutely, they are, Deborah.
Absolutely, they are, yes. And, well, you know, we all have our iPhones, so those are fabulous for some things. But if we want to get in there and take pictures of the kids or do a little bit of travel photography and things like that, that's when it's nice to have a nice camera with different lenses that you can switch out depending on the situation, depending on your subject, and then you can really get into it. So.
And this is coming from a pro, someone that knows how to operate the camera.
I know a few things about a camera. Yes, absolutely.
But it is interesting. You see a lot more people now with those cameras because for a while they just went away and everything was phone.
Absolutely.
But you know, your random places you'll see people, you know, that taking pictures that aren't photographers that have went and bought one for themselves.
And
So,
I'm all about that. I'm all about people learning. If you're going to get a camera, I want you to know how to use it and know how it works. So
well, some of the stuff you have here looks really incredible.
Well, I'm excited to share.
So tell us about the camera.
Okay, so if you are just kind of entering in the world, this is called an SLR, so you can switch lenses, and you're wondering the best camera for you, I always recommend the Canon Rebel T6i or T7i. That's the latest Rebel model. It's a great entry-level camera. You can get that for around $500, $600, $700, depending on the lens that you get with it.
Which an iPhone's $1,000,
Right.
You can buy just for the camera.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Great point. And here you have this fabulous camera that you can start doing a lot of really cool things with. So that's an entry level. And if you're looking to get, if you're a hobbyist that, you know, you're trying to take your things a little, you know, take it one step up a notch, then I recommend the Canon 6D. This is a full frame camera. You can buy the body and then buy lots of different lenses as you grow and as you get better. So those are my two recommendations depending on what level you're at.
So quick question,
Okay.
do they autofocus?
So absolutely. Now remember, it doesn't matter about the camera body. That now we're getting into lenses,
Right.
and lenses will absolutely autofocus if you set it on autofocus.
Because
So,
the camera is one price, and then
Exactly.
the lens, according to what you
Yes.
want and what you want it
Yes.
to do, is separate.
now let me tell you,
Do
this
tell
is
me.
what I tell everybody. This is an amazing lens to start with. Okay, people think, oh, I got to get this big old lens, spend thousands of dollars on all these
Right.
lenses, right? But my top pick for an entry-level lens where you can take your aperture all the way down, it's like shooting in portrait mode on the iPhone.
Okay.
I love that. Dummy
Yes,
proof.
exactly. This is the 50mm lens, and it's just this small little lens that fits right on the edge of your camera, but you can get the most beautiful blurry backgrounds with this lens. So right over here we have a picture where we are
We're gonna
out
show that picture.
shooting
Yeah.
in the
Nice.
middle of the weeds, where you would think, oh, this isn't
Yeah.
going to be very beautiful. But if you take that lens and you take your aperture all the way down, portrait mode again, blur the background out, you can get the most gorgeous pictures with that lens. But let me tell you the best part about it.
Do
it's
tell.
a $100 lens.
Oh.
It's $100. So it's
Yep.
the 50mm 1.8 lens. Low aperture, you can take it down, get gorgeous shots, and so that's
For
a
$100.
great-
And those
$100.
pictures are what turned out really cool too. That and
They
that's
really
you know
are.
probably really in right now. I
Yes.
saw something on the internet where they were showing like how the picture looks, and you're thinking, you know, what's the background, and then they
Yeah,
would show it
yeah.
to be like, you know, in the floral section at Hobby Lobby,
Yes,
you know, and it's
exactly,
like it's all
yeah,
about that
yeah.
background and the colors and stuff to be able to change it.
Yeah,
That's
and
really
when
cool.
you can kind of soften that up,
Yeah, yeah.
that's when your pictures can start looking a little bit more professional, right?
Right.
So I do love that lens. There's a whole array of lenses, but if you were going to get one and you really want to kind of start taking things up a notch, that 50mm 1.8, it's fabulous. So
It's
yeah,
thebomb.com.
Exactly. So
And then what is this? This is cool.
okay,
that you
so
have a-
now let's talk a little bit about having fun with those lenses,
Let's have fun.
right? Let's have fun. For the holidays, I love this because we know filters can get a little bit expensive, but here I've made this little DIY filter.
Did
I
you
just
cut it out yourself?
cut out the shape.
That's so
Fold
cool.
it in half.
So cute.
Cut out my little Christmas tree right here. You really could cut out any shape. You could do a heart for Valentine's Day. I mean, a snowman, a star, a bunny for Easter. Exactly. You could do any shape. You put it on the front of your camera, and instead of shooting in automatic, like you were talking about, you're going to switch it to manual. And then as you shoot lights or anything that is lit up, then it will take those lights and turn them into whatever shape is on your lens.
That is so neat.
And so right there we have the little Christmas tree lights. I love that. I literally just stepped outside, snapped the lights that we have outside our house, and they turned into little Christmas
That's so
trees.
cool.
That is
So
so
it does
cute.
look really cool. Think about putting like your kids in front of that shot. You have these cute little shapes in the background. Just something different and fun. And it doesn't
neat.
cost anything.
Yeah.
I mean, cardstock and
Some creativity, right?
And some scissors, yeah.
That's so cool.
So you can get really, really fun with those filters. And again, for any season or for any time of year, whatever shape you want, and go.
That's perfect.
I feel like
Yeah.
a professional already thinking about it. I'm like, I think I could do that.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. So speaking of light and playing around with light, light really is one of the most important things. People ask me all the time, what is your top tip for taking really nice, clear, crystal clear, beautiful, light and bright pictures? And light is going to be that number one thing that we want to focus on, right? So if we're outdoors, let me ask you guys a little quiz question, okay? Do we know when the best time of day to shoot at?
I've
is?
heard golden hour.
Okay,
but I
golden
don't know what
hour.
that is.
When is the golden hour?
I don't know.
I love
6
that
o'clock.
you did that. Okay. In the summer, it could be. Yes, I love that you knew the golden hour.
The reason I know that is because
Yes.
there's an eyeshadow palette called Golden Hour that's supposed to be the best for
Oh my
photography.
gosh,
So
I love it. I need to get that palette. That's amazing. Okay. Side note, I'm gonna find that palette. But the golden hour, everybody will remember now, right? Is 1 hour prior to sunset.
Okay.
Because the sun is dropping. It's not so bright. You always want to have plenty of light on your subject's face. But if it's super bright, noon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, even in the morning, you're going to be squinty. You know, you're just not going to have that great light. It's going to have a lot of shadows. You're going to have bags. We don't want that. We want that really soft golden light, because the rule of thumb is you always want to face your subject to a light source.
Right.
So if it's soft and going down, so again, that right there that was shot in that field, we made sure it was at the golden hour
Yeah.
so we could have light on our subjects, and the image is very light, bright, and crisp because we have awesome light on them, and
that's
it wasn't
awesome.
too bright.
My mind's already thinking like
Yeah.
good, cool places to do that. You know, with the sun.
at the
That's-
golden hour,
yeah,
right?
that's awesome.
Now, here's another little tip. If you're not outside and you're indoors, so this shot right here, you want to face your subject. You know, you would never know that this was indoors, but we opened the front door, had
Brought all
some
the light in.
nice light, you know, because
Yeah,
indoors can be
right,
kind of,
yeah.
you know, sketchy lighting. You never know, it's harsh,
Yeah.
it's
Or
yellow,
Right.
it's
Patchy.
spotty, patchy, exactly. So, face, you know, whoever you're shooting towards a window, open the door towards the biggest light source you can, and then you'll get really great light and bright pictures
Yeah.
there too. People always joke because they're like, okay, where do we stand, Lindsay? Where do we go? And I'm like, look for the window, face it, and then
Yep.
you're gonna have gorgeous light on your face.
Awesome.
So light is very important.
So, and these are tips not if you're not only going to go out and buy
Oh,
a camera.
absolutely.
They're great for tips with your.
mean, you shoot with your
whatever
iPhone.
phone
I mean,
you're
yeah,
using. Your
exa- yeah.
iPhone.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Anytime you take a shot, you want to have really great light,
Yep.
you know, on that. So
That's
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And I think some of the issues with shooting it on our iPhones is
Yes.
the lighting.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
no matter where you go in your house, it
Yeah.
seems like the lighting isn't good and there's shadows.
Yes,
Is there
very
anything
true.
to
Okay, so here's a fun
deflect
little
that?
tip. Yes, absolutely. So a lot of photographers shoot with these big fancy reflectors, right? Where you can bounce the light, and you know, if there's not great light like indoors or, you know, in a darker spot, you're using reflectors to bounce the light. I love using my flash on my iPhone, and you can even just get like a white piece of paper or a white poster board or a white blanket, anything
Bounce it
that you
back.
can bounce the flash, and then you
Yeah.
bounce the flash right back into your subject.
Oh,
So it's
great
called
tip.
fill flash, and instead of buying a fancy expensive reflector, use whatever you have that's white or something that will act as a way to bounce light back up into your subject's face.
Is she genius? I guess that's why she's
Easy
professional.
peasy.
Our selfie game is about to be stepped
Your
up.
selfie game is going to be
Next level.
amazing. Yep, absolutely.
Awesome.
So
Well, you are amazing. I know you're a
Thank
busy
you.
mom of 4
Thank
and
you.
doing all kinds of great things. You also have a charity you work with. You do
I
photography.
do. I work with Photography with Heart, and I work with families that have terminally ill, you know, moms, dads, children, or families with special needs where, the kids might not always have the opportunity to take pictures, or this might be the last photo shoot as a family. And it's been really, really special. I also work with the Independence Fund with veteran families who, might be missing limbs or, are just having a really hard time. And I love shooting those families because they don't get pictures all the time. It's harder to take pictures in those situations, It's really touched me, touched my heart. It's been amazing to work with families that still have that same connection that you want to capture, whether it's going to be their last shoot or dad just got home from war and he looks a little bit different. We're still capturing that connection between those families, and it's been just touching. It's been amazing. So
well, you're an amazing person.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for stopping by the set tonight.
Absolutely.
The minute I met you, I was like, I'm just connected and just
I feel the
love
same.
You.
I feel exactly the same. So
well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Remember, Lindsay Hart, and I'm terrible with names, but I remember Heart to Heart Digital.
That's right.
I love it.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
visit her website, check her out, and you can even do your own thing at home with her little expert tips.
That's right.